Good evening, I'm Randy Spieth. Alyssa has the night off. New on Nightcast, 12 people were sent to the hospital after a crash near Parkview Field tonight. It happened just after 9 o'clock at the intersection of Jefferson Boulevard and Ewing Street. 3 vehicles were involved. Police say a car traveling the wrong way on Jefferson caused the crash. One of the injured is in serious condition. The rest are in fair. Saturday morning is always a popular time for men to get their hair cut. Today, if you visited select barbershops across town, you could also get your health checked. News Channel 15's Aaron Rodgers stopped by some of the barbershops involved in the Black Barbershop Health Initiative for tonight's top story. Aaron? And we are having a little bit of problem with that story. We'll try to bring it to you. Okay, now it looks like the video is ready. So here's Aaron Rodgers with that story.
Today I visited some of the 10 barbershops in Fort Wayne that joined the statewide initiative focused on bettering minority health. A haircut and a blood pressure test.
I know there's a need for it. I used to suffer from high blood pressure about 17 years ago.
Foundation One's barbershop is just one of 52 barbershops across the state that participated in the 3rd annual Black Barbershop Health Initiative today.
It's important for people to get tested so that they know what their health status is, especially for men, because they're the last ones to want to go to the doctor and want to be checked out.
So organizers changed the approach and made the doctor's office a place they knew men would frequent.
It's a place where most African-American males are comfortable.
It's really a very unique initiative. How often do you hear barbershops all banding together throughout a state and saying we need to recognize the fact that we have some significant health concerns?
Black men are almost 2 times more likely to develop prostate cancer than white men. So today is a preventative measure.
This is their environment on Saturdays. They like to get their hair cut, and so we bring it to them instead of we're waiting for them to go to the doctor, because it's a preventive measure.
They offered free blood pressure and blood sugar tests and handed out information on diabetes and prostate cancer.
Found out my results today. I passed, so I'm cool. I'm cool.
I hope that all of the African American males in our community realize that they have a responsibility to keep themselves healthy.
Organizers say the goal for next year is to have equipment to offer prostate screenings. At Unity Barbershop, Aaron Rodgers, News Channel 15.
The opportunity to turn in a gun without consequence is just a week away. Detective Tim Russell and Fort Wayne police officers James King were on First News this morning to talk about Gun Amnesty Day. And once again, we're having a little bit of issue with the video playing. We'll move on. We do know that Gun Amnesty Day will be held at the Urban League facility from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, April 20th. If anyone misses the event, they can still call police to have the officers come up to pick up their gun without any explanation. Mayors Against Illegal Guns, started by New York City's mayor, hosted a rally in downtown Indianapolis today. The rally was held to motivate the community to contact their legislators. There were differing opinions on whether legislation should focus on background checks for online sales and gun shows, or take a step further with a magazine and automatic weapons ban. But the group's message was clear. They want a change from Washington, and they want it fast. The nephew of civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was there today. His uncle was shot and killed in 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. Television stations in Indy have made more than $300,000 from commercials in favor of gun control. Nearly $230,000 of that came from New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg's gun control group. Mayors from 6 different Indiana cities belong to it, including Fort Wayne Mayor Tom Henry. In world news, the U.S. and China have agreed to work together to find a peaceful solution to the situation with North Korea. CBS's Erica Ferrari has more on the Secretary of State John Kerry's visit to the region.
Secretary of State John Kerry met with Chinese leaders in Beijing to try to figure out a way to persuade North Korea to get rid of its nuclear weapons.
We also joined together in calling on North Korea to refrain from provocations and to abide by international obligations.
China is the North's closest ally. It has been reluctant to take a firm stance against Pyongyang's nuclear ambitions over fears instability in the region could send North Korean refugees spilling over its borders. Foreign Policy Chief Yang Jiechi said we maintain the issue should be handled and resolved peacefully through dialogue and consultation. China agreed to work with the United States to diffuse tensions, and while Beijing has offered no specifics, Kerry says he believes China will put pressure on North Korea to change its ways.
There's no question in my mind that China is very serious about denuclearizing. Today, they made an unprecedented joint statement. They don't usually do that.
North Korea has said repeatedly it will not back down, and despite sanctions from the international community, leader Kim Jong-un has grown more defiant in recent weeks. The North says it has 2 missiles ready to fire. Erica Ferrari, CBS News.
There is no evidence North Korea has missiles that could reach the U.S. mainland, but the United States has a missile defense system in place to protect American military bases in the region. Today was chilly and wet once again, but what does the rest of the weekend look like? Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Conder has a look at our first forecast. Jonathan?
Big changes. You ready for that, Randy?
I sure am.
Yeah, I saw some sleet and snow today. So we're going to look for much warmer weather tomorrow. We're talking not 40s, not 50s, but actually 60s for tomorrow. And right now it's chilly out there. 37 in Fort Wayne. It's 39 down in Huntington. That's the same temperature in Kendallville and Angola. There's not much showing up on Live Doppler 15 Fury. We've actually had a few breaks in the clouds. There are a few showers south of Marion. Those are moving to the east, and most of us will be dry during the overnight, but there's a very low chance tomorrow morning at daybreak for a shower. We drop down to 35 degrees. Now, look at the numbers for tomorrow. If you're having a brunch, early lunch, it's going to be 45 degrees, not too warm, but by 6 p.m. it will be 67 degrees with the winds out of the south gusting to about 30 miles an hour. So much warmer tomorrow, but windy. The question is, how long will that warm weather last? We'll talk about that in the forecast here in a few minutes.
Thanks, Jonathan. We'll see you in a little bit. Well, it's official. Mayor Tom Henry has declared today Dick Stoner Day in Fort Wayne. Dick Stoner is the owner of Stoner's Fun Store in downtown Fort Wayne and has been a magician for 60 years. The store opened back in 1949. It sells costumes, magic tricks, gad gifts, and pranks.
I was just shocked. I mean, I knew we were having a meeting tonight, but I didn't know it was anything like this. I've been lucky to do what I love to do as a kid my whole life. Not many people have that opportunity. Everyone should live every day of their life as if it's their last. And if you do that, sooner or later you'll be right.
Declared today.
Today, Stoner was also made an honorary member of Fort Wayne's oldest magic club, the International Brotherhood of Magicians. High school girls in need of a prom dress got to shop for free today. It was for the annual Cinderella Dress Day. More than 2,200 dresses of all sizes and styles were donated for girls to choose from. They also had their pick at wraps, purses, and jewelry to complete their prom looks. The event was put on by the Fort Wayne Medical Society Alliance.
Fort Wayne Medical Society Alliance believes that it is important that every young lady in Fort Wayne is able to attend her prom or formal event being well-informed, well-dressed, and feeling supported in her community.
Volunteers from Ravenscroft Beauty School were on hand to offer hairstyle suggestions, and seamstresses were there to alter dresses to fit every body type. The weather didn't stop people from getting outside to celebrate Autism Awareness Month today. Second Steps Autism Resource Community Center were in Fort Wayne, hosted a free family-friendly event in their parking lot. Kids could bounce, ride horses, and get pictures taken with Fort Wayne Fire Department trucks. The Allen County Sheriff's Department gave out free DNA identifications kits at the event as well. Returning soldiers from Army Unit 221 got a big welcome home today. The celebration was held out at the VFW 857. The soldiers have been deployed for 11 months in Kuwait. Family, friends, and even Mayor Henry recognized the servicemen and women for their hard work.
It feels really good to know that the community and Fort Wayne supports us, and there's people out there that really care about us and what we're doing.
The event was also a fundraiser for the unit's family readiness group that supports soldiers and their families during deployment. Coming up, the Vera Bradley Outlet sale continues this weekend, and area high school students play with food to help a good cause. Those stories when your #1 weekend news continues.